share a website the way you can only do with us. And these are issues on whether you want to allow someone to raise a hand and ask questions, which is my favorite, chat, and the people section where you can go in and mute people out, kick people out if you don't like them. All of that is in the people section here. Since you're in the meeting that you're not in this meeting, there's an outside meeting, you don't see all of your people here, okay? In that sense, okay? So I think the first three buttons are pretty self-explanatory, right? You take camera off, camera on, right? Record, just hit the record button, okay? Settings, we have kind of maybe the coolest section in that sense, right? Let's say, for instance, I got 50 people in the meeting today, like today, and I want to just do a presentation, and I want to make all of you disappear. And maybe I'm going to keep a person or two to turn this into a webinar instead of a meeting. Live during the meeting in real time, no setup, no planning ahead of time. I click on webinar, and I can hit start webinar mode. And if I had speakers in here, I would see all of their names, and I can choose the people I don't want to. That's all I have to do to turn it into a webinar, and all I have to do to turn it off. Simple. I can go from standard meeting to a Zoom to a presentation, which again, if let's say I'm meeting with hundreds of people, sometimes I want that energy of all the new people coming on in the beginning, but I want to have that solitude when I'm making that presentation and focus, and then I can bring everyone back like I did on Saturday. For those of you that love background effects, just click on video effects, and you can choose, you can upload, so you can do quite a few things. We're going to be adding some more upload buttons, so you'll have a bigger library. I know that was a lean suggestion. Everyone liked that. We'll be making that as well. Here's also, if you are in the wrong device, sometimes once you join the meeting, you can then find your device here and check that. So it's another way to find that, or same thing. Sometimes you have, like I know Gail, I think said she had wasn't staying on the right camera, on a meeting she was at. So again, you can look for your different camera devices here in the drop-down menu. And so, remember, the thing other people do, I always say, log back out, log back in. Still the number one technical solution in the world. But we try to give you these in-between steps over here. Okay? So kind of simple here. Okay? Let me just show you, again, the most important feature that makes us who we are. And that's share a screen. To activate this menu button, this is all you have to do. It's that simple. And another way to erase it is here. So you have two ways. Okay? Turn it on, turn it off. Anytime I've picked a website in the past, it becomes a favorite, so I never have to type it in again. Or I can literally type in on the fly any website in the world. Or if I had a Google slide presentation, you can upload that, and I can switch back and forth between slide presentations and websites. Okay? Let's say, for instance, I'm just picking a website that I picked in the past. Do I want to start it off? Do I want to see it before anyone else does? Do I want to be in control, or do I want to make it interactive at hello? Once you learn these two buttons, you know how to pitch. Okay? So now I hit interactive, and all of a sudden, theoretically, that website will appear if my Wi-Fi allows, right? It's that simple to do. Yep, I'm definitely on a slow system. And remember this over here too, I'm in control. I could have all the people I see on the left, I could have them on the bottom, I can have them on the top. This button here is what decides that view. I've got all these different views that I can choose. So this one will make it on the bottom, picture in picture. Here it says bottom. Here it says videos on the top. Here it is videos on the side. Okay? So I can toggle back and forth between standard, interactive, or stop. It's that simple. It's time for me to, let's say, pick a different site. Okay? This is what I meant is somebody surprised. They always look, can you make my site interactive? Sure. You could just type in any website you want, and it'll make your interactive there as well. And then you same thing, interactive, stop. If you decide you want to share a screen, the way you would traditionally do that on Zoom, okay. I shut that menu off. I can go to screen share, and notice here, tabs, windows, entire screen. If you do the entire screen, it doesn't work. You're going to get that strange mirror effect. An application window means you're sharing another browser, another browser. And then you can go to any tab you want in that browser. You don't have to do it each individual time. Or this one, notice you can get a preview of the tab that you want to share. Very, very simple to operate in that sense. Okay. Any questions on any of that? To activate the translate button. So let's say I'm on a meeting and I find out that there's a Hispanic guest, a Korean guest, right? And I may not even know. I can activate the translate button by hitting translate, hit start translating. And you're going to want to make sure that your guests choose a language. If they don't choose a language, it's not going to translate. And they do that from the drop-down menu. And there's 42 different languages here to choose from. And then at any time I want, I can disable the translation and I can bring it back at any time I want. Okay. And just remember that when you hard translation, we don't lock them out, but they're on mute. And so if they start to talk, you just have to tell people to unmute themselves. Okay. So that's kind of our core. Here's your chat. So you can have the chat open, you can have the people open, all of that. Okay. Also, under settings, let's say I'm doing a meeting and I don't want everyone to see the list of participants in the meeting. I only want that for me, right? Because I don't want them to see all their names, or maybe I don't want to see how many people are in there. So you see here where it says show participants. I could show them or I can hide them. And then I'm the only one that sees. That doesn't mean the ones on screen. I'm saying on that side here. Same thing. I could decide whether I want them to all come in muted. So if I want to keep the meeting quiet, where they can unlock themselves. So you have some really cool features in here that you may want to look at once the meeting begins as well. Okay. Any questions on anything in here? If you want to, this is the raise your hand as guest, which works great, you know, for me, because I'm too lazy to look in the chat when I'm doing meetings. You know? And let me end this and come back to you guys. Okay. Gail, where can we check for our favorite websites before we get on a call? Well, again, if you, I think that's in your dashboard. Let me see if it is. Hold on a second here. Screen share. Pitch platform. See where it says here, my favorite websites. There it is. Okay. So they should be in there. Okay. Right in your dashboard, right there. So you can actually add them here at any time as well.
Okay.
So that's how you don't have to wait for a meeting to start in order to add that. You can do that. It's the same thing with presentations. You can upload your Google Slides presentations here. So again, make it very easy in that sense, right? That upload feature is a great way to do it. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to have to scratch this coffee shop off the list, huh? Okay. I try to give these people business. Yeah. No, Phil, I heard you okay there. Sorry about that.
That's the most quiet one you've ever been in.
See, right? That's the trade-off, right? Quiet, but slow internet speed, right? Okay. Sorry, see if there's the other. Terry Marie, did you put your question in there? Let me see here. No, I don't have you in there. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you, we'll see if I can. If the Wi-Fi will allow here today. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that if you've never been in the back office or AI avatar tools, I want to give you a starting place to make sure how you go in and create it, because it really is incredibly simple, right? So let's say you've never been here before and you want to create your first video and you're thinking, am I ever going to survive this process? Okay. All you have to do to start is choose a picture from your computer in your photo section, or you can take a screenshot, upload it to your photo section, and then choose it. Once, the nice part is, if you've ever done it before, we keep a record of it for you. So you don't have to recreate that every single time. So here's a friend of mine, his name is Jonathan. let's say, for instance, I was going to use his picture or a picture of myself, right? Makes no difference, right? I can change it. I can upload anything I want, right? Easily just go from picture to picture. Okay. Then the second thing, let's say I want to write a script, right? So if you use some AI software, you can use that, cut and paste it. I don't personally recommend it because I just think this AI should enhance what you do, but when it replaces you, it just tends not to be you. And so it's not as effective. And then you write your script, and then you choose AI Enhance, because what AI Enhance will do is it'll give your script personality. So it'll say cough here, smile here, say with confidence. It does all of that, and then you can override those choices as you do that. Now, let's say you want to have a voice. If it's you, or you can choose to a voice as you're creating a person. To create your voice, this is how simple it is. You hit record, and then speak between 10 and 30 seconds. Make sure you title it, and you can literally make sure there's no background noise, and then you'll be able to hit clone, and your voice will be right here. So then you'd select your voice, and because I've already selected it, now it's here. And then you could decide whether you want to have any particular gestures. I personally don't use it because I think the AI Enhanced does a great job of making that a natural selection, but you can certainly do that. And then you can add the URLs that you're going to want to do. Then as soon as it renders, you can choose to time those URLs, and then you can edit and add your thumbnail and do all of that. Click the box, and you'll be able to hit generate. So I'm saying that's the area to go play in as well. Like I say, people have done a brilliant job the way they've done that. Okay. So does anyone have anything else that they want me to address today or onboard them through? Let me take a look through the chat here. Go ahead, Terry Marie. You want to try one more time?
I put it in the chat.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, Terry Marie. Onboarding on my website. Okay, you mentioned they can sign contracts. I need info. Help with that as well. Yeah, you can use DocuSign. So you can do a couple of different things, right? If you have a form that you build onto your website, they can fill that form out on the website in real time. If you want something legally compliant, DocuSign is a great tool. You would log in. You would send them the document on DocuSign. They would then go on our site. You would have DocuSign up, and DocuSign actually has a great scenario where they don't even have to log in. You send them that email, and I'll show you what they would click. That's why I like that. Again, you're not required to use DocuSign from us, but it just is a very good process. Let me get it to pull up. Here it is. Let me see if I have it here. Okay. So it says here, access documents. So your guest clicks on access documents, and in the email they got from you, there's a code, and they literally type in the code they got in the email, and then you can be with them when they sign the document. And it's legally as compliant as if they weren't on our platform. Now they can also log in to do it as well, but it's really nice where they don't even have to log in, you know? So hopefully if you need that, that'll be great. Missed it when it was rolled out. Okay. All right. So I think, okay.
So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So the DocuSign originally in my website, not here in Pix, right? Because I was looking to see if documents were somewhere in there.
Well, it would be. I'm saying I'm
Okay.
not logging in, right? You know, but I'm saying if they logged in, right? When you have someone sign a DocuSign contract, they have to log in, right? Otherwise, DocuSign doesn't know that they did it, right?
Right.
So DocuSign has you log in two ways: your username and passcode of their account, right? Or you can send them a code because they don't have an account, or even if they have an account, and they could just use that code that comes in an email to log into the system. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
on the DocuSign website, not in Pix website or yours. When you
Correct,
showed
because
okay.
we're not, no one,
Okay.
yeah, that's the beauty. Everything is about legally compliant sites that people are currently using before they ever do a pitch, right? So that's where I'm saying it's incredibly helpful, right? It allows, because if you said to, let's say you're a big insurance company and they use DocuSign, and you said you can do an interactive signing on pitch, but you got to use pitch sign. Right? They go, what's pitch sign? We don't know that. We're not trusting that. We're not integrated into that. So whether it be e-sign, DocuSign, any sign, whatever that is, whatever, we have no restrictions on whatever their compliant software is. Okay. I also saw that somebody was asking about our enterprise program and package. We haven't really talked much about that. So we have, when you sign up to be a member here at Pitch and you start to refer people, there's two types of clients that you could refer to. There's people who pay for their own license, and you know how that works, right? Because many of you are people who did that, right? And then you have, you may want to pitch companies where they're buying the licenses for their employees, which is a huge part of Zoom's business. So they don't want to hear about referral income. They don't want to hear that. So everyone who gets a normal site to sign up their friends, family, and neighbors, you also get a site, the same site, but it begins with the word enterprise. And you can see that listed in your back office. And for that, they get enterprise pricing. So if they buy more than 10 licenses, they get a 10% discount. If they buy more than 20 licenses, they get a 20% discount. If they buy more than 30 licenses, they get 30% or more discount. And we also don't charge them the $100 up front for every license. We charge them a $100 as kind of an application fee, so to speak, administration fee. And then the rest aren't, because they're buying so many licenses at one time. And instead of, the money we give them into a discount, which makes them attractive, and then you get the same commission plan on the back end that you would get over a long period of time. So you still get paid. The great news is you get paid, and you get paid still dollar for dollar on everything that comes in. So that's how the enterprise and the enterprise company, they get to manage their own licenses, because the company owns the licenses. So if an employee leaves, they can reassign that. They have the controls to reassign that email to another employee. And they're used to that from Zoom and Google. I'm saying, so we're not inventing that as much as that we're copying that. Okay? Somebody's asked me, if you have over 600 people on our platform, and you open up to Facebook Live or YouTube, how are you letting them in, or their options so not to be interrupted? So if, let's say, you're broadcasting to Facebook Live and YouTube, and you have a link live during that broadcast that says, join my VIP room, right? Meet me, live into my own private VIP room. Then they'll come into your meeting while yours is going on, except there you can have your website and have a much higher ability to convert. If it was sold out, the seats, as people drop out, which they'll do, then they would have to click on it again to be able to do that. Okay. No, I don't have a way to save the chat right now. Sorry about that. Okay. But we will be adding that, because I think we had that in version 1. There's a couple of things we're going to be doing to the chat. We're going to be adding the ability to have one-on-one chats with each other during the meeting. Also create small groups. It's a matter of what do we focus on first, right? But that's certainly on our list to do that in a relatively short period of time as well. Okay. Let me just see if I missed that. Okay. I think I got that. So Levon, go ahead, my friend.
Greetings to everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Great. I have a situation. Every time I sign in, I'm using my iPhone, which seems to work okay. But I have problem getting my laptop to connect. And I'm not probably one of the steps I'm not doing right or something.
We can do a one-on-one with you with our tech team to go through with it. Because it would be hard for me to, have everyone kind of wait while we're going through it. But I mean, again, it's set up where it should work the exact same way on your phone. You might have an unusual setup that's causing us an issue. But if you're using a standard computer and a standard browser, I mean, some people, have a weird they'll have, like, whenever I see a green screen behind somebody, I go, oh my God, I know where I'm in trouble. They got 3 monitors, 2 headphones, and like, okay, that's not going to work. Or if they're using, an unusual browser I never heard of, but otherwise, if you're using the standard stuff, we should be able to work through those issues for you.
Okay. Do I need
All
to
right,
send
my
in
friend.
a request or something?
Yeah, send it into support.
Okay.
And also copy Pamela at mypitch.com,
Okay.
and we'll set up that meeting for you.
Okay. Sounds great. Appreciate
Okay.
that.
Does anyone have anything else today? No, we're good. I must say, we don't usually have a crowd on Monday. Monday, I get the lounge chair and the umbrella drink, and you guys don't have much for me. I don't know what you're doing to me today, but that perspective. But also, I just want you to know that over the next week or so, you're going to see a focus on us about really, helping you with the system, of how to spread the message using the interactive videos in that perspective to send that message out, so everyone has a clear understanding. Because again, like Sue, like you say, first thing I want to just is have understanding of the platform, right? And then secondly, you want to have an understanding of how do you tell somebody else about it, right? And so part of this is product training, and part of this again will be a little bit business training, not necessarily business training because we want everyone to be a pitch member selling pitch, but we want, if you're with LifeWave or New Skin or Herbalife, we want to make sure that you're communicating to them how we want to build their business, right? It's not about them stopping to do their business to go do ours, which is what they're so used to, right? And when they hear that, they immediately turn off. And it's not a clever marketing pitch, we're actually authentic in that sense, right? Because just imagine, and LifeWave is a great example, right? Here's a company that's doing terrific. Should anyone stop doing LifeWave to do pitch? No. But what if we can make LifeWave go twice as fast? What if we can increase their conversion ratios? That's when pitch goes twice as fast. Because LifeWave can only service LifeWave. We can service every company in the world, every insurance company in the world, every real estate company in the world. So we really, what's interesting, I saw this social media post the other day, and I was sharing this with Dave. And the question was, can someone be in 2 direct selling companies at the same time? Or should people have multiple streams of income? Is that a good thing? Or should they focus on one thing? Right? And the answer, right, which was from a big person with a big check, said everyone should have multiple streams of income, but they should only have one network marketing company or one affiliate marketing company because they need to focus. And you know what? I wanted to jump in, but I would have been too self-serving, right? But here's my answer. The best thing that can happen to any network marketing company in the world is that everyone sells every product through network marketing. Shouldn't that be the ultimate goal? That's when we become legitimate. That's when we become accepted by everybody else. But in our business, the people who say they want that, as soon as their distributors want to live that way and buy all their products and sell all the products, no, don't do that. Don't do that, right? That's when the inauthentic behavior of the people who've been in our industry for a long time is always what holds us back. So I'm saying if Herbalife that does $5 billion a year in sales wants to have the same acceptance as Walmart, then Herbalife should be pushing everyone, whenever you have an opportunity, to buy a product through a company that's an affiliate, cash rewards, customer rewards, direct selling company in the world. Until we get there, we're always the outsider. It's like, I love your company, but you have one of those referral programs, right? It's kind of like, huh? We do it to ourselves, right? It's not them that's doing it. A lot of people think it's the greatest thing ever. You're telling me that if you refer 3 people in pitch, that I could get $300. I'm not even if I don't use the service, you're going to pay me $300, and you're going to give me the service for free. And they go, what's the catch? What's the gimmick? What are you going to try to get me to really do? Why are you doing that? Because what is it that you really want me to do? No, we really want you to do just that. We just want you to use the product, get people excited about it, build your primary income, and have people go, I want that for me too. There is no ulterior motive. That is the motive from doing it. That's the very core of who we are and what we do. And it's amazing when I run into those resistance or I read those social media posts, want to be like everyone else, but no one should do what we do. Go to Walmart and buy all your other products. Okay, great. Okay, go to Amazon. All right, guys, I appreciate you much. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we have training. And again, feel free to, when you come to these meetings, to make sure you ask me every question you can. For those of you that like Levon, who has a customer service issue, promise I'll follow up with you. We will with Cheryl and Peter on issues they brought up on Saturday.
Hey, Steve, should we look in the WhatsApp for an update for maybe the recorded Saturday training?
Yes, it will definitely be in the Success Academy WhatsApp, 100%.
Cool, thanks.
All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night if you're kind enough to join us. Okay.
Thank you
All
very
righty.
much, Steve. Thank you.
All righty. Bye.